Stop. Stop. Go. Please stop.
I hate you.
I know. Please,
Please
stop. Stop it.
You said you liked your
Stop.
family.
No, Stephanie.
You told me
Stop.
that.
Stop, please. Go. Please leave.
The only reason she is throwing a fit is because she got caught, man. You know, they don't care about you. The reason they cry and they throw a temper tantrum is because they know they can no longer use you like that anymore, man. They can't use you like that. And it's gonna hurt them because they want to leave you when they are ready, not when you're ready, man. You know, that's why I tell you guys all the time, open up your Bible. You know, please, I'm telling you right now, bring your problems to God. You don't have to sit there and deal with a toxic woman like this. You know, you don't have to do that. The only reason we can really leave our wives is when they cheat on you. Because once they cheat on you, man, your wife is no longer that girl that you fell in love with, you know, and that's what men gotta realize. You know, she's gonna continue to do that over and over again. Find a woman who fears God. Find a woman who puts God first in everything, man. That's how you're gonna find peace. And I encourage you to do the same, man. You know, Jim Grinding God. There's a reason I made these shirts, man. It's all we gotta focus on as men. God number one. You know, just constantly improving our lives, elevation. That's all we have. You know, don't be out here dealing with anything just because you think you have to, man.
He did not get on here and say, yeah, these single moms, they all irresponsible and they're all a bunch of hoes and they're this and they're that and they're this and they're that. No, he just said that that's his preference. And at first you're like, well, it's okay that you have that preference, but just don't try to tell other people. He wasn't telling other people. He wasn't saying, yeah, y'all shouldn't date single moms. That's not what he did. He didn't grab his microphone and say, don't date single moms. You act like that's what he got up there and said. Do not date single moms. No, he said, why is it that, well, actually, he asked, why is it that we catch flack for saying that we don't want to be a stepdad? That's the question he asked. He didn't say, single moms beware. But y'all responded to him like he did. This goes back to the literacy crisis. He asked, as a single man, why do I catch flack for not wanting to date single moms? They heard, single moms are bad. Never date single moms. That's what they heard, even though that's not what he said. Because people get triggered by words. They get triggered and then they don't hear anything you said. They start making up arguments in their mind based on the trigger words that you said because they don't know how to listen and they don't know how to comprehend. It always goes back to the literacy crisis every single time. And they're probably triggered because they were single moms. She says she was a single mom. I don't know about this broad. The other broad, she says she was a single mom. So of course she's triggered. If you say anything about something that relates to her identity or past identity, then that means you're saying something mean about her rather than looking at the nuance.
For 2 years.
2 years? I bet. Cell phone.
Oh, easy,
first,
easy, easy.
first one, go through your phone first.
Okay.
So first,
man.
go through her Instagram DMs. Jason. Wait, who's that?
That's my dad.
That's your dad?
Juan Perez, you've met my dad.
That's not Juan Perez. Open it. Open it. Open it.
Oh, that's Jay. Wait, he's the owner of the steakhouse. Wait, he's the owner of the
My dad?
No, don't break up with me like about this. Don't break up with me about this.
What is that?
About this.
What is that?
Let's do lunch. Whose dad says let's do lunch, bro?
Don't do that. Don't break up with me over this.
Are you talking about Jane?
Yeah,
Dude, she goes, that's my dad. Let's do lunch. What a bro.
Best thing you can do is walk away, man. You know, you find out something that's not supposed to be found out from her side, man, walk away. You know, I don't know how men out here deal with it. Men out here dealing with women that are toxic, that cheat on them, go back and forth with these women over and over again. Your woman is supposed to bring you peace. Your wife is supposed to bring you peace. There are men out here that will marry women who are literally cheating on them. Respect yourself. God is not wanting you to do that. I promise you, man. You know, God is not going to give us peace in situations that we are not supposed to be in. And finding a woman of God, man, is the best thing you'll ever do for yourself. Find a woman who puts God first, who does what she needs to do as a woman, you know, and stays in her biblical role, and you stay in yours. The moment you find out they're disrespecting you on this level is the moment you walk, man. Go to the gym, use that pain to motivate you to become great, build your relationship with Jesus Christ, and constantly just improve, man. Improve your life. That's all you have is men. Elevation and grind and the Lord Jesus, man. Lord Jesus number one. Jim Grinding God.
If marriage came with no ring, no wedding, no photos, no social media, and no financial safety net, how many of you would still say yes? Mark my words, not many. Because for a lot of people, marriage isn't about love. It's about the show. It's about what you're supposed to do. It's status. It's looking successful for everybody else. But real commitment does not need an audience, and real desire does not need a contract to exist. When it's love, you don't stay for the benefits, you stay for the person. And that's why so many relationships fall apart when things get hard. The benefits disappear, and the effort suddenly goes away. Marriage was never meant to be a lifestyle upgrade. It was meant to be a partnership between two people. Two people growing together, choosing each other, building together, not using each other as emotional insurance policies. So, ask yourself this. If all the extras vanished tomorrow, would you still want them? That answer tells you everything.
He was angry. He was toxic. He was cheating. He was manipulating. He was gaslighting. Shut the up. No, girl. You manipulated, you gaslit, you were talking to other men, you were posting exotic pictures all over your Instagram, you were luring every single man in, every single bit of attention you got, you loved it. And the moment he even said anything about it, he was controlling. The moment he asked you anything about it, he was way too controlling, and he didn't trust you, and he wasn't loyal, and he wasn't respectful. You haven't been respectful to that man for a very long time, and now you want to claim that he's the toxic one. Now you want to claim that he's the bad one, and you're going to sit there and play the victim like you always do, instead of realizing that you just lost a really good man that, one, thought about your safety, two, didn't want to see you go into some dickhead and losing you and losing anything that you two had built together, a guy that loved you unconditionally, but because of your own ego, you lost him.
I want to know who sees my TikToks, so like my video and leave a comment of where you're from.
Welcome, man. This is Al Terry Henry, man. And you know what it is, man. Trade lines, man. I'm going to be teaching you this weekend on my Patreon. This weekend, live on my Patreon. You got to be a member. If you ain't no member, don't try to learn. But I'm going to show you how to put trade lines on your credit report, man, this weekend, okay? And we can talk about fixing credit, because I'm the master at it. So everybody call themselves the GOAT. Well, I ain't got to be the GOAT. I'm the shepherd. God dog it. I'm going to show you how to fix your credit, how to add trade lines on yourself. You ain't got to pay these trade line people. Now, if you want to add some trade lines quickly, and you need me, I can put you some trade lines on your credit. Okay, I'm the trade line man. I have access, and my name is good out here in the streets, okay? But other than that, and then the following day, I think I'm going to do this on Friday, and then Saturday, we'll be talking about child support and how to get yourself off of child support. So you got to be a member of my Patreon, man. Go to Patreon, man. As low as $9, you can be a member. Go to my Patreon, become a member, man, and I'll see your face in the place.
And once again, I don't think a lot of modern women understand that a lot of men really want relationships. They really do want to be in a relationship. But it doesn't make a whole lot of sense now. I have to initiate everything, plan everything, pay for everything. And you get to complain whenever you want. You get to nag whenever you want. It's optional if you want to put out or give me anything or contribute to the partnership. Who wants to live like that?
If we don't acknowledge that there's a boy or man crisis, then we can never do anything to solve it. And while there's so many people that are out that are championing the causes for boys and men, there's not enough. And so in this awareness phase, this is where you need to share these videos, like these videos, make your own videos, talk about what's going on with yourself, talk about what's going on with your own son or your own male students. These things will get into the algorithm. They'll start showing up, and they will start alerting people and educating people that the reality is true, that our boys statistically are not doing well, our men are not doing well, and that is an injustice. We're not asking for better rights, we're asking for equal rights for our men. And so be that advocate for your son, be that teacher in the classroom that makes that classroom more boy friendly. And last of all, men, we need you to speak up. We know you don't complain. We know you just go through, but you are harboring, some of you, those feelings of being ignored, being disregarded, discarded, vilified, and that is not good for you. We need you to speak up. So like, follow, or share this video if you care about our boys and our men.
Have you ever been upset about something, so you bring it up to your husband, but his response isn't what you were hoping for? Here's the thing. Sometimes it's not that he doesn't care. Sometimes it's just bad timing. If he's prepping for work, distracted by a project, or expecting people to show up any minute, it's not the right moment to bring up something heavy. I know it feels like you are getting it off your chest, but if there's no time or space to actually work through it, it's just going to feel like a end. And that irritation you might see from him, don't misread it as him not valuing you or the problem. It might just mean his head is somewhere else already. So what do? You ask him to pick a time in the next day or two when you can actually sit down and talk about it. That way, you know he knows that it matters to you, and you can go into it with both of you present and ready. Because timing really is as important as the words you choose.
People truly love to have a problem with you, but not tell you why, and they just expect you to magically read their mind like they're a baby with a wet diaper, and I'm like, I don't know that your diaper's wet, and I don't know why it's wet. You have to communicate with me. If you have a problem with me, but you don't let it be known, then it's not our problem, it's your problem. And I don't know how to help you.
One of the most annoying things to me is how people use women's healthcare to basically just mean reproductive care. And I'm not saying that it's wrong, but it is incomplete because the differences between men and women's bodies go so far beyond their reproductive systems. Alzheimer's is a great example. I'm sorry, but women are not just smaller versions of men with longer hair. Even your brain health is literally gendered. We have a higher risk of Alzheimer's to start, which is why 2/3 of Alzheimer's patients are women. And of course, because it's the internet, every time I say that, people are like, well, that's just because women live longer. And no, it's not. There are biological differences that hold even after you control for age. And a lot of it has to do with menopause, actually. When you go through menopause and your estrogen declines, that takes a toll on your brain. Estrogen supports your brain, so when that estrogen is taken away because it decreases because of menopause, your brain goes into decline faster. All of this sounds really horrible and scary and awful, and I get it. I get huge anxiety over my health as well. But there is emerging research that says that if you take HRT, if you take hormone replacement therapy, just estrogen patches basically, it has neuroprotective effects if you start it before you turn 65. No, it's not going to reverse Alzheimer's or anything, but if you've ever experienced just how absolutely heartbreaking and earth-shattering it is to have someone in your life and one of your loved ones declining because of Alzheimer's, you would realize how important it is that we stop pretending like women's health starts and finishes with their reproductive system starting at puberty and ending at menopause. Old age is absolutely crucial, and we're missing that all by reducing women to just their ovaries and uterus.
Welcome to Sugar Baby 101, where I'll help you realize that you are not a bull. So why do you keep charging directly towards red flags? If men wear flip-flops, red flag. If man understands the difference between shampoo and conditioner, red flag. If man plays Fortnite, red flag. If man puts anything but whole milk in his coffee, red flag. If man drives a Honda Civic, red flag. If man uses Old Spice deodorant as cologne, red flag. If a man says that his enemies are after him, that's a red flag. If man doesn't give you tax-deferred assets only because you're dating him, red flag. If man is more interested in these NFTs rather than these NFTs, red flag. If man has any poodle or poodle-like mix, red flag. If man owns real estate in the metaverse but still lives in his mom's basement, red flag. And finally, if man is not rich husband material, red flag.
I think a lot of us ignore red flags for the comfortability of having somebody.
Yep.
And
absolutely.
And I can change him. The red flag. He drinks too much. We can make adjustments. he lied about little. We can make adjustments. He said he lived with his mom, but they're not together. We can make those adjustments.
He only hits me on Tuesday. On Tuesday, it's fine.
We be wanting to make we literally be making the excuses trying to make these adjustments, and I think it's because once we give ourselves and our energy and even our bodies to somebody, we be like, this is about to work. This is about to work it out. You got to make this work. And when it doesn't, it's like you're trying to force puzzle pieces together that's not meant to be together.
That's because dating is exhausting.
For a lot of these years and even until today, which is which is crazy. Modern women continue to try to make men feel like men are not necessary, that they're not needed, even though statistics, even though history tell us otherwise. Modern women continue to try to gaslight men and say, oh, well, we don't really need you, we don't really want you, or you're useless and all that other nonsense, until it comes time to need something from, oh, I need my TV mounted. I need you to build this for me. I need you to bring this upstairs for me. Oh, now you need me. Now you need me. It's too late at that point. You go around making men feel a certain way, negatively making men feel like, oh, you ain't important. Oh, you ain't nothing. You ain't never gonna be anything. And then they start moving on. And they remember the stupid stuff that you said. And they use it as motivation and growth. And then the next time you see them, you got your jaw on the floor and you look like an idiot.
When my husband comes home from work, I want him to feel one thing: loved. So every evening, our daughters and I meet him at the front door, sometimes with a drink in hand, sometimes it's just hugs and kisses, but always with love. It's our way of saying, you are home, you are safe, and you are wanted here. I make sure clean clothes are folded on the bathroom sink and a fresh towel is hung up waiting for him. Most nights, dinner is already started or on the stovetop warm. In the mornings, his work clothes are ready, his lunch is packed, and that special little note is tucked in there for him to enjoy on his lunch break. When I can, I hop on the mower. I always keep the groceries stocked, and I make sure he never has to worry about running out of anything. At night, there's usually a back rub waiting just to help him let the day go. To some, those things might look small, but to me, they are everything. They are the daily ways I get to say, I love you. I take care of him because he takes care of us. And that's the beauty of marriage. You know how people say actions can speak louder than words? In marriage, that's not always true. Words can cut deeper than actions ever could. You can make dinner, fold the laundry, bring home flowers. But if the words you speak are sharp enough in the heat of the moment, they can undo it all. Here's the thing. Wounds from actions can heal with time, but words, they echo. Your spouse will replay them when they are alone, when they are already feeling low, and sometimes even years later. And those echoes can change the way they see you and definitely the way they see themselves. So in the middle of an argument, pause. Take a breath, because it's not just about winning the fight. It's about protecting the love you will still need when the fight is over. When you choose your words carefully, you are not just being kind. You are making sure your marriage has more healing moments than hurtful echoes.
What's the biggest red flag in a relationship?
Low effort and not being honest is probably the biggest red flag. But the thing I'm noticing too, like people have a hard time being honest with themselves, let alone others. So I'm always judging low effort and how frequently like a person will not tell the truth.
The biggest red flag for me, don't ask me for money. If you start out, you dating somebody and it's like, can I get $1,500 for rent? I'm just being honest with you. It changes the dynamic and makes me feel like I'm being used in this situation.
How many times did we get up? But we always work things out. And all my doubts and fears kept me wondering, yeah, if I'd always be in love. So many tears I cried, so much pain inside.
I haven't had a boyfriend in years, probably because I got my heart broken and I just don't want to deal with that again. but my future man needs to be 1000% worth the crap I put up with for me to stay with him. Like a beast in bed, spoils me rotten, and just make sure that I know that I'm appreciated by him. That's what I need.
I guess I just don't understand how so many women vote for people who think so little of them. And obviously it's not just women, right? Like first they were saying this about minorities, that minorities are too dumb to get voter IDs, like they won't be able to, and that this will disenfranchise minority voters. That was the argument before, which utterly insulting, by the way, utterly insulting and really racist. And now the argument is that this will hurt women because we aren't smart enough to find our own documents after getting married and changing our names to prove that we changed our names, even though you needed those documents to get married and change your name. So make that make sense, because I don't get it. If you actually change your name, you have all that stuff. And if you don't have all that stuff, then you didn't actually change your name. So why does it matter? For that matter, if we think that women are incapable of doing this to vote, who's letting them drive? Who's letting them own houses or get mortgages or get passports to be able to travel on their own? And look, I understand that there are real substantive policy disagreements between the right and left. I understand that we can look at the same societal problem and just arrive at different conclusions as far as how to most effectively solve it. What I don't understand is how you could vote for a party that routinely runs on insulting you, that routinely runs on calling you helpless in order to paint themselves as your saviors. Also that they can allow people to vote who shouldn't be voting in the first place because they can't win without it. Can somebody explain this to me? It just makes no sense.
You know, the funny thing about all of this is that we always have to come back to the question of what do you bring to the table? Always have to come back to that question, because modern women never want to tell a man what their value is. Oh, well, I can give him box. Not good enough. What do you bring to the table that's actually important, that I can actually use, that we can actually use in order to, if we should be in a relationship, in order to get to the next level? Oh, I shouldn't have to think about that. I should be in my divine feminine. So you're bringing divine feminine to the relationship. Exactly. Useless.
Welcome, man. This is Al Terry Henry, man. And we about to talk live at 2 o'clock. So I'm going to be live now on the TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook, talking about 5 types of people you don't want to be around if you want to be successful, baby. If you want to make this money, you want to become successful, you want to become your own bank and all these other things, then you need to get away from these types of people. I'll see you there. Be blessed.
When men ask women what they bring to the table, what are they looking to hear? Because I noticed that a lot of women, when they're asked that question, they say, I have this degree, I have that degree, I have that business, I have this, and it brings in all this income.
Yeah, men ask that question, and then women speak about their accomplishments, right? But that is not the answer that men are looking for.
What do you want to hear?
So, yeah, the answer that men want to hear is, because once again, attraction isn't symmetrical. Like the things that you want in a man, the man doesn't want those same things back. So what a man wants to hear is, I can cook, I can clean, I'll be a good helpmate, I'll support you, I'll help you accomplish your dreams. Things like that is what a man wants to hear. I'll listen to you, I'll respect you, I'll be loyal to you. That's what the woman brings to the table.
I can't agree. Imagine dating a girl that can't cook. What the f***? You can't cook?
This woman is telling the world how angry she is.
You want me to be honest? I'm angry. I'm mad. I'm fuming. I'm on fire. I'm mad because I care more about you than you care about me. And that's how it's always. God! I'm tired of it. I'm mad. I'm angry. I'm tired of feeling so much. I'm tired of being in my head. I hate it. I'm angry. I'm angry. I'm angry. And no matter how much I try to let go of it and give it to God, it's still so heavy. I feel hopeless. I feel humiliated. I'm embarrassed. I'm confused. And I can't ask for help. I'm over it, bro.
It's crazy that it's gotten to this point. Feminism, social media, dating apps, they all equal this. Another thing too is I don't know why people feel the need to be this angry and then go to the internet to release such frustrations. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're this upset, I don't know why you're not besides yourself praying, you know, asking God to give you more patience or whatever he needs to give you to avoid you putting this on the internet so everyone could see. It makes me believe this is just for attention. Like, yo, I gotta scream, I wanna scream, because this viral, I want to scream for millions of people. I want them to see how frustrated I am, screaming with my eyes closed while I'm driving and could potentially get into an accident. I just don't understand. Another thing is this: whoever hurt her, she allowed that to happen because she said this always happens. That means it's a cycle of her choosing the wrong men, choosing the wrong people, opening herself up, whether it's or whatever, to the wrong person. This woman didn't look half bad neither. I think she's actually really pretty. She has a type, and that type is the type that hurts her, and it puts herself in a continuous cycle instead of discerning correctly and getting a man that's worth it. But that's what this is. When you have options and avoid accountability, you get hurt, unfortunately. You know, it sucks that she's hurt this bad, that she feels the need to go online for all this attention, but that's what society tells them to do today, and that's the step she follows. At the end of the day, this is unfortunate, but this is all just a reaction to action she posed on herself. And a lot of people are not going to want to hear this, but these are the consequences for your own actions.
Why does it not make sense that he can speak on American politics? Okay, a lot of people aren't understanding what I meant by that. I think anybody can speak on any topic as long as they understand that there may be some things that they don't understand. My point is, the same guy that said he refuses to critique women's behavior because he's not a woman, he just simply could never understand what they go through. And yes, there's a difference between critiquing someone's identity and critiquing someone's behavior, and he refuses to do either when it comes to women. My point is, that same guy, for some reason, who is not an American, but even deeper than that, and I should have made this clear in the original video too, a British man who has a white parent, who from what I see is far more comfortable referring to themselves as brown than black, is somehow always at the scene of the crime when it comes to Black American issues. He's repeatedly getting into it with Black American content creators about these Black American topics. My point isn't that he's just giving out the worst takes in the world. My point is, by his logic, that's something he wouldn't want to do. I want you to think, if the Carter Brown situation was more of a gender divide than a racial divide, like think, if it was a situation where a man had voted MAGA 3 times and he was like, guys, you know, I think I'm done with MAGA, and then a bunch of women criticized him being like, hey, you know, our reproductive rights are at stake and you did all this, just frothing at the mouth, you know, attacking this man. Do you think he's going to make a video being like, oh, ladies, is this really effective? Like, let's think about it for a second. He is just as much not a Black American as he is not a woman. But for some reason, he only feels comfortable critiquing one of those communities. Regardless of what the reason for that is, it's objectively, rhetorically unethical. When you're rhetorically unethical, you are going to continuously get into these kinds of spats. Doing this at the same time while presenting himself as just the bringer of nuance, the bringer of important input to the conversation. There's just objectively an extent to where he's full of it, right? He is either disingenuously pandering to women and or just extremely willfully ignorant when it comes to Black Americans. Because if he genuinely feels like it's not his place to critique women because he isn't one, why does he feel like it's his place to critique Black Americans when he isn't one? Again, it's either being disingenuous with women or lacking a respect and understanding for Black Americans and the uniqueness of that experience. I hate to be this guy, but for the love of God, he has a white parent. So it's like some people will see that and not be able to trust that he has the best intention. The same way people see that I'm a horrible person and therefore don't trust that I have the best intention. But again, notice with me, if you have problems with my takes, you likely have problems with the same things across the board. Oh my gosh, narcissistic, egotistical, hyper-individualist, among other things. Like, those are probably the things that you would say. But I feel like there's an increased element of distrust when it's like, oh, well, with this topic, it's this, but with this other topic, it's this. When the proverbial carpets are not matching the drapes, you know what I mean?
I hit 400K and I had people congratulate me. That ain't nothing to celebrate, and that's the reason why I don't celebrate follower milestones. You know why? Because those people don't really like you. It's just more eyes on you. That's all it means. And for me, that ain't no good thing. I ain't celebrating that. You know how many times I've been in the comment section, I've seen somebody talking cold, hard trash about me. I go to the page and the person, it say follow back. This somebody who been following me and watching me, studying me. You think that I want to celebrate a bunch of people who don't like me, who following me? No. I don't want to do that. I'm not going to do that. Shout out to the people who really do support my platform, who are within that 400,000. It ain't a lot of you, but the true ones who really have been down with me, that really ride for me, really know what my page is about. They really understand my content and what my plight is. You, I do appreciate. The rest is just lingering around in there who really don't like me, but they following me. No, I'm not celebrating that at all. I truly feel bad for any content creator who really think that the amount of followers that you got actually means something and that them people really like you. I really hope that you release yourself from the shackles of that and you understand the majority of the people that's following you do not like you whatsoever. And that's the reason why you need to be selective about the information you share to them. You need to be selective about how comfortable you get with your audience, because everything you give them will be used against you at some point if they don't like you. So be careful in what you choose to share. But again, I don't want it to ever seem like I don't appreciate the people who support my platform. I absolutely appreciate y'all, but I will not ever be happy about more eyes being on me. If I could have it my way, I would have my page private and only the people that I really rock with could interact with me. And the rest of the people could just see my content, but they wouldn't be able to interact with me. And whoever in here is in here, and who ain't. And once you out, you out. Like, that's the way I would have it if I really could do it my way. But again, thank you to everybody who do truly support my platform. I don't take it lightly. All the shares, all the likes, the reposts, the comments. I don't take it lightly. And anytime when people dogpiling on me, the ones of y'all who make videos speaking life into me or checking on me, you are very appreciated as well.
See how shaming works? We all got together and said that attire at the rodeo was bad. We all did that. We all got together and we condemned that behavior. And the Houston Rodeo has now enforced a dress code. So when you think that your speech can't make things move, you're wrong. Remember, the spoken word is possibly one of the most powerful things on earth.
Mm-hmm.
Creation began with the word. So when we see wrong and we call it out, we can make change.
Look, don't misconstrue what I'm about to say. I don't give a what other women wear. You can be as celebrated as you want. It doesn't affect my life whatsoever. This is just an opinion. I just find it crazy that it takes a whole bunch of people to tell you something is wrong for you to know it's wrong. You know for a fact when you go to church, you're not going to wear a G-string, right? You're not going to wear something super lacy. You're going to church. Same thing as if you met your man's, family, or you're around kids. I don't understand why we have to have these conversations with grown adults. Some of these think pieces to me shouldn't even be think pieces because it should be common sense. I love to dress a certain way. I love crop tops. I love showing off my tattoos. I love wearing shorts and stuff like that, but I don't dress like that in front of kids. You know what I mean? I find it crazy. You'd go to a carnival, you'd go somewhere where there's nothing but children and then have your cheeks hanging out. It's so crazy, y'all. I've never been to Texas, so I don't know what people look like out there, what it's like. But I seen a whole bunch of people talking about the rodeo and how it got shut down. And then I'm thinking like, oh, it can't be that bad. Funny how I liked one video on TikTok, then I just kept seeing all these videos of girls. And you know what's crazy? Back in the day, girls wore Daisy Dukes, and it only showed a little bit of the bottom of your cheek. Now, I don't know what kind of shorts you guys are wearing. They're like your whole cheek is out. It's just the top. And it don't even, I'm not trying to be rude, it don't look good. There's shorts that I've seen that are booty cutters, whatever you want to call them, they look good. But the ones you guys are wearing, nasty as fuck. And like I said, I would never want to be standing where there's families and I'm like that. And then all the children that are walking, they're eye level to your. That's why I say women to me are so weird nowadays. And I blame the younger generation because you guys don't have any sense of direction and you guys don't have morals and stuff like that. And I don't give a what you say. You can judge me, whatever, call me a pygmy, whatever, even though I got a man. I find it so funny that this generation is getting nastier and freakier as we go on in time. And even when you go on social media, everything is so nasty now. I'm not trying to judge every single person because like I said, you do whatever you want, things like that. But I just find it crazy that you would dress at a child's event. Dress however you want, what places you go to. But I feel like there shouldn't have to be a dress code if adults knew how to conduct themselves. I really feel like there's going to come a time when we have so many rules and they get super strict. And you can blame yourselves for this because you guys are running amok and don't have no type of sense of direction.
I mean, we really do have to start thinking about what's going on here. I don't know when and where I don't know what happened to where these modern women thought that they were going to keep on talking crazy to men. You know what I mean? And men weren't going to say anything about it. They weren't going to do anything about it. And this is not to say, oh, well, I'm going to do something to you. You address a man in a certain way. You talk to a man in a certain way. Well, I'm going to demand this. You're only talking that way because you live in a society that allows you to talk like that, right? And men allow you to be disrespectful. If it were man to man, this probably would not go on for too long. There will be some sort of resolution. There will be some sort of problem-solving session, if you will. But modern women keep on talking to men crazy. Oh, you better do this. What you gonna do about it? And so men, instead of swinging on you, they stop explaining themselves to you, and they go do whatever they want to do. And when you need help, that man said, just like I'm not gonna do anything that other day when you was in my face talking about what you gonna do about it. Now somebody jumping all over you. Looks like I'm not gonna do anything now either.